Hello everyone. Now, there was supposed to be some sort of guy coming to look at our pool and clean it out at 5 o'clock, but it's well past that now, so they're way late. So they could be knocking on our door any minute now. So we need to get this episode done and over with. But the episode itself has to be at least 6 minutes long, so I really hope they don't interrupt things. Okay. Now the episode title is called Royalty Must Perish. What does that even mean? Are you saying we don't need authority figures? No, that's not what I'm saying. Not at all. Look, authority figures are basically somebody who's in charge, like a teacher, boss, parent, cop, those kinds of guys. But, okay, so we definitely need them in our life because they're there to help guide us, help keep us safe, help, get us through this world. And even when you're all grown up and you live in your own house, there's still some sort of authority in your life. So, yeah, we definitely need them. But we don't need the stupid jerks that are thinking that they can treat us however we want just because they're in charge. We definitely don't need that. So, there's not really a beginning to authority. It's basically, when we were cavemen, there were a lot less rules back then. We act a lot crazier because, the lack of many rules, and I'm sure there was somebody who was in charge of all that crap, but it was just a lot different back then. So it wasn't until later that when we established more rules and we learned more about the earth and we figured out all this stuff, it wasn't until then that we actually knew what we were doing. We have it pretty good now, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let me think real quick. In the 1800s and 1700s and stuff like that, it was awful. Parenting was so freaking strict, it wasn't even funny. If you're going to be an asshole, you should probably not be an authority figure. That's what these protests are about, trying to get the cops to follow the same rules as everyone else. Because you know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. These jackasses have no such thing. Yes, so, look, here in the United States, we have branches of government, which I don't know how that works, but, we have people that are in charge of other people. There could even be an authority figure to your authority figure. That's right. Authority figures to authority figures. That sounds kind of crazy. And there could even be authority figures to those authority figures as well. It gets complicated, and I don't know how it works. There's somebody who keeps it all in line, but I don't know what those people are called, so forget it. But I mentioned this down in the Trump's episode, but I'll say it here. In the United States, we do have leaders. Every 4 years, there's an election. And so the president's going to be the ruler, I don't know if that's, they're going to be the leader of this country for about 4 years, and possibly a bonus 4 years if they get more votes, but no more than 8 years in a row, or at all, really. 8 is the max. Okay. And that's a good system because we can't have them be king or queen because, well, they're going to get old and they're going to become more frail. They're going to forget some things. That's how it works. So yeah, it can't be the same authority figure for their whole life. So that makes sense. But did you know, in England, they have royalty? Really? Aren't we past that by now? Like, don't you think that era is over? Like, okay, you know what's bullcrap? So, there's a Queen of England, but there's no King of England. That right there is kind of stupid, but that's just the beginning. So, if you're going to be queen, you're going to be queen your whole life. You gotta let them retire. What is this royalty crap? We're not in that era anymore. We gotta move on. That's just how it works in England, and I don't agree with that system, but I don't know. Some people really like England. It's part of the UK, so. But anyway, so. And also, you know what's even worse? The children of the Queen will grow up to be the royalty and then the leader of the country as well. That is beyond stupid. Like, you shouldn't have to be forced to be the freaking ruler of a country. That should not have to be required. Some people just don't have that skill. Why can't it be like what it's like over here? Like, the whole 4 years and then maybe another 4 years if they get more votes or something. Why can't it be like that? Now, so, and apparently England is not the only country that has this whole royalty thing. Like, they're the only country I know of, but there might be some poor countries that have that sort of thing. I can understand it for maybe a poor country, maybe. But why freaking England? They're huge. Like, that's why I don't agree with royalty. We're not in that era anymore. We're not in the medieval times. We gotta grow up and move on. I don't know how, like, I don't know. I mean, well, guys, that was this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.